How's it going out there, everyone? This is W.F.S. And today I want to talk about the Enterprise and the various designs of the ship. And one thing I have noticed through each version of it, from the original to the retrofit, all the way up to the Enterprise D, I've loved almost all the designs, all the new looks of the Enterprise, with the exception of one. Out of all the models, versions, whatever you want to call it, out of all the versions of the Enterprise, Enterprise F has to be the ugliest version that I have ever seen. Today, I want to talk about the various shuttle bays of the Enterprise retrofit and Enterprise D. Now, when you look at the original Enterprise, and the representation that we have here of the shuttle bay, we get an idea of what the space is and how big the shuttle bay is and how many shuttlecraft can be held within the bay. Now, our problems begin with the retrofitted Enterprise. Again, it's a beautiful ship, and honestly, it's my favorite design out of all of them. But when we talk about the shuttle bays, both between the retrofit and the Enterprise D, you're going to see some things that maybe you never noticed before. As the shuttle pod makes its way toward the Enterprise, we can see that the shuttle bay doors are open. It looks like two shuttles are ready for departure. The bay is huge, at least from the doors opening. The shuttle bay doors opening, it looks like it's a huge docking area, right? Now look at the back of the Enterprise. You see the shuttle bay doors still open, and the shuttle pod is already halfway through the Enterprise. But now, pay close attention, because again, see where the shuttle pod is? All the emptiness, there's no windows where they are. That should indicate where the shuttle bay is. And as the shuttle pod prepares to dock, look how far up from the bay doors the shuttle pod is. Just how big is this shuttle bay? Just look at the size of this bay area. It absolutely makes no sense how big this thing is when you consider the size of the Enterprise and how far up the shuttle pod went to dock, and they're still inside the shuttle bay? Now, I understand this whole scene. You got the ground crew down below unloading the shuttle pods, and at the same time, you got shuttles arriving and departing in the upper levels. But the shuttle bay doors, you can see them, they're open at the other end of the Enterprise. And this is where the whole thing is confusing for me, and the size of this shuttle bay. Again, we had the Enterprise docked at space dock. We had the space pod taking up 3/4 of the Enterprise before it docked. It traversed 3/4 of the ship before it docked. How big is this shuttle bay? And this scene right here where Kirk is looking at everything, it just doesn't make sense compared to what I just said. Now, going from the overwhelming to the underwhelming. The Galaxy-class starship is supposed to be the best in design, right? And yet when it comes to the shuttle bay, it is so underwhelming. Very little is seen of this. What I mean by underwhelming is this is supposed to be a Galaxy-class starship, as I said before. It's got over 1,000 people aboard, which means they need a large amount of supplies. They need ships to go to and from at any moment. A couple of shuttle bays with only a few docking ports is just really not that impressive to me. Now look at the shuttle bay here. This is supposed to be shuttle bay 2 aboard the Enterprise. And it is just so underwhelming. Whereas aboard the original Enterprise that was retrofitted, we had such a massively over-displayed vision of what the shuttle bay would be. Now, according to Memory Alpha, there are 3 shuttle bays aboard the Enterprise D, or aboard the Galaxy-class starships. You have the main shuttle bay 1, which is in the saucer section, and then you've got shuttle bay 2 and 3 in the lower levels of the ship. Now, if you look at this image here, this is supposed to be an image of the main shuttle bay, but just look at how underwhelming it is. The Enterprise D, as I said, is supposed to be the most luxurious ship in the Federation, and yet the shuttle bay is one of the most underwhelm served parts of this vessel. Now, in preparing for this video, I found a video on YouTube where somebody went to a great detail to display what they believed would be the main shuttle bay on board the Enterprise D. So I figured, let's take a little look at it. Now, as the turbo lift doors open, I can't help but think about Picard when he was first introducing us to the Enterprise. I'm still somewhat in shock and awe of the size and complexity of this vessel. Look at this shuttle bay. This is supposed to be the main shuttle bay for the Enterprise D. Look at how big it is and how underwhelming those other videos, other shots of the Enterprise main shuttle bay were. This thing is huge, it's complex, and frankly, it's beautiful. It is just a massive bay area full of shuttles, runabouts, pods, everything that I would have expected to see aboard a ship of the size of the Enterprise. Now, I know Star Trek, they have to tell their stories, and they really didn't have the budget to create something as immense as this, but I still think this is something that they could have done or found a way to give us a better idea of what the bay looks like. This thing is huge, it's beautiful, and I really do feel like we were underserved in its presentation aboard the television show. Again, when you look at this scene here compared to the clips that I just showed you, it's just so disappointing to see this. This is the Enterprise D. It's a Galaxy-class starship, and the shuttle bay is supposed to be a magnificent thing, and this is what we are presented with. It is so underwhelming. Now, go back to the retrofit Enterprise, and you see how huge this bay is, and it is way overwhelming compared to the Enterprise D, which is why I say the Galaxy-class shuttle bay was seriously underserved throughout the entire series. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on this. So please, drop those comments below and let me know. And until the next time, my friends, God bless.